All right. Welcome to our Tuesday orientation call. And again, I just want to welcome everybody. And if you're on this call right now, I want you to understand something before we even cover a single piece of information. You didn't just join a company this week, you made a decision. And guess what? Decisions are extremely rare. Why? Because most people collect information their whole lives and they never act on any of it. And you acted. And that's what already separates you from everybody else. So, just to quickly introduce myself, my name is Julian. I'm a director here at Riman. And my job in the next few minutes is super simple. I'm going to show you exactly what you've plugged into, where everything lives, and more importantly, how to launch your Remon business. Now, by the end of this call, you're going to know more than I did my first month, okay? So I'm going to ask everybody to lock in with me. Cameras on if you can. So let's go, okay? So here's the plan for today. Four parts. One, welcome to Remon, the company you now represent. Two, your support system, because guess what? You're not building this alone. Three, launching your business. This is the part where this becomes real. And four, announcements, right? Which is what's happening right now in the world of Remon that you can plug into this week. So everything's super simple. So let's go ahead and start with the information about who you partner up with, okay? So just to recap what you've already seen, Remon, rethinking, reimagining, and redefining. Now here at Remon, that's not a slogan. That's literally how the company moves. I mean, think about it. We were established in Korea in 2018. Over $2.5 billion in revenue. We're the number one rated K beauty brand in the world. Notice not the number one rated K beauty brand in direct sales, not the newest brand, the number one rated K beauty brand in the world. Now, I want you for a moment just think about that timeline, right? All that has happened before they even launched North America, right? North America didn't even open up until March of 2023. Then Taiwan, then Hong Kong. Then in 2025, we opened up Mexico, Malaysia, Singapore, the UK, the Philippines, Japan. And this year alone, Spain, Ireland, Chile in quarter one, Italy, Colombia, and Peru just opened up in Q2. And I want you to know what that means for you. You see, what that means is you didn't show up late. You showed up while the doors are still opening. You see, most people hear about companies like this after the run, but guess what? You're standing at the front of it. Now, what makes Remon special, what makes Remon different is very, very simple. It's our philosophy. You see, everything Remon stands on comes down to 5 P's. Philosophy, products, price, plan, and more importantly, people. See, our philosophy is super simple. Clean, dermatology-grade Korean skincare backed by real science, right? Products that doesn't just get applied to your face, it gets absorbed into your skin, right? Products that work so well that guess what? They create their own testimonials and your face becomes your own marketing. Price, right? Position, guess what? So real people can actually say yes. And our plan is a compensation structure that rewards builders and last but not least, people. And I say this from experience, traveling and training with this community, that people, the people we have here, the leadership we have here, that's our unfair advantage. And guess what? A lot of this you're going to learn over time. But tonight, just know that the foundation's solid, okay? So let's go ahead and talk about our support system. The first website I want you to get familiar with is something called Remon.com, okay? Because the number one question every new person has is, okay, where is everything? Now, answer number one, Remon.com, okay? This is your command center. From this one website, you're going to enroll new distributors, enroll new customers, place product orders. You're going to be able to manage your orders, track your sales, and access your business and marketing tools, okay? So if you're taking notes, write this down. If it involves a transaction, it happens at Remon.com. One login, works on your laptop, works on your phone. And here's the best part about Remon is you do not need to be technical to be able to run this business. Because if you can shop online, guess what? You can operate your Remon business. Now, the second website I want you to be familiar with is rbo.remon.com, right? Same login, which is your Remon credentials. And what this is your dashboard. Okay, your business snapshot, your commission eligibility, your commission history, your genealogy, which is pretty much a fancy word for your team map, right? How it all looks. And also, this is where you're going to find your personal and team reports. Now, here's why this matters. You see, most people have never owned a business with a live dashboard before. And what's amazing about Remon, they make it so easy that you can now check your numbers the same way a CEO checks theirs. Now, I want you to build the habit early. Log into my office at least once a day, right? Even when the numbers are zero. Why? Because what you look at daily, you take seriously. And guess what? What you take seriously grows. Now, here's where it gets fun, okay? You have your own personal mall. This is your own storefront. Now, under referral and bag links, you're going to find three things, okay? You're going to find your mall link, which is your personal store. You're going to find your enrollment link for when someone wants to join your team. And then you're going to find your social media shareable link, right? Built for your stories, your bios, your DMs, your reels, whatever it is that you want to blast and share it with people. Now, here's the exciting part. If someone asks about your skin, you don't have to explain for 20 minutes. All you have to do is just send one link. And guess what? The mall does the selling. All you have to do is do the connecting. Now, one of my favorite tools for beginners is the bag function. Okay. Creating a bag is as simple as one, two, three. All you have to do is enter a title, a description, you pick the country, you select the products and the quantities, and then you hit create. Now you have a custom copyable link with the exact ritual you recommend. So I want you to think about that for a second. Your cousin that might be in another market, your friend who just says, just tell me what to buy. Guess what? You build the bag once and you can share it forever. So now what are you doing? You're no longer selling, you're curating. And that's a huge difference. Okay. Now, the next link that I want you guys to be familiar with is something called the drive. Okay. Exploreriman.com/marketing. Now, this is where the company hands you professional marketing for free. Product one sheets and brochures, your social media materials, business tools, your forms, your company videos, all downloadable. And guess what? It's all done for you. So when your brain says to you, I don't know what to post, guess what? Riman removed that excuse for you because the content already exists. Your only job is to find creative ways to share it consistently, okay? Now, which brings us to the part that actually decides everything, which is launching your business, okay? So step one of launching your business, and it starts with one page, right? Short-term goals, which is something that you set that you want to accomplish the next 3 to 6 months. Then you have your long-term goals, right? This is what you want to accomplish in the next 2 to 5 years. And the box that matters the most is your why. It's the reason why you're doing this business, and you got to get deep with it. Ask yourself why 3 times, right? You know, if I were to ask you, why are you doing this business? You can't just say money, because money's not deep enough. It's not emotional enough, right? Your why lives in your heart. Why do you want to make more money, right? So you can have time freedom, right? Why do you want to have time freedom? So that way you can wake up. So that way when your kids wake up, you're still home instead of already gone. You see, that means something. That feels something, right? So you got to figure out what your why is. And the reason why I share this with you, and I really want you to listen to me on this, the products are excellent. The tools are excellent, right? But guess what? Tools don't build the business. Your why does. And there's going to come a day, probably soon, right? When someone tells you no, or a post gets ignored, or life gets loud, or on that day, guess what? Your login's not going to save you. The products are not going to save you. You know what will? Your why will. So before this week ends, in the next 48 hours, download this form. It's available in your back office. Fill it out, not in your head, but on paper. Because guess what? When your why is written down, your standards is set. And when your standard is set, your behavior follows. And that's literally how this works, right? Because at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, you don't rise to your goals. You simply operate at the level of the identity that you decided on. Now, guess what? You made the decision to start. Now is the most important part is deciding who you're going to become while you're here, okay? So that's pretty much my part. I got to go over the introduction, the why, but I'm very, very excited because I get to introduce to you the next speaker. Okay, now here's the thing, right? Everything I just showed you is the system, but what I want you to hear is what happens when a real person actually runs it. Now, the next person you're going to hear from is one of our team leaders, and I'll tell you what I respect about her the most. She didn't start with an advantage. She simply started with a decision, the same one you just made. And guess what? She went to work. She used the exact same tools, the exact launch process. She built something real with it. And guess what? When I think about what's possible for the newest person on this call, she's the one I point to. So take notes on this one because this is what the path actually looks like. So family in the chat box, put a 111. Show some love in the chat. Bring the energy for team leader, Miss Marisol Herrera. Welcome to the call.
Wow, thank you, Julian. Thank you. I really love that edification. Hello, everyone. I am so excited to be here. My name is Marisol Herrera. I'm a real estate agent. I'm an investor. I'm a developer. I trade stocks. and now I'm a distributor for Riman, which is a blessing for me. How did I get here, right? I just say God takes you to the right places, and I was already waiting for something to heal my skin. So I suffered from any imperfection you can think of. I had acne scars, I had enlarged pores, I had, you name it, I had dark eye circles, I had sunspots from door knocking. So I was already looking for something to heal my skin. I tried every product out there you can think of. I tried Chanel for 10 years. I used La Mer, Dr. Pericon, Dr. Obagi, Shiseido, you name it. I just used everything and nothing was working. I was getting two facials a month and nothing was healing my skin. Like I'm a real estate agent. I cannot have ugly skin. A lot of people told me, a lot of estheticians, I'm sorry, Marisol, it's gonna help, but you're never gonna have that, that smooth skin. So when they told me about the skincare, Korean skincare, I Googled Korean skincare and I was like, wow, it's like Paris to fashion, Korea is to skincare. So I went in there knowing that there was something for me. And for the men that don't understand, we do wear makeup to cover all those flaws. So I was using 3 layers of makeup. So you can imagine, I try the product and I'm like, wow, it's something different. I seen the hydration right away and I knew it was going to work. 5 days later, I go into my office and I only put 1 layer of makeup. I thought it was me. I was like, my skin is looking better. I thought it was me. I put 1 layer of makeup and I work with over 400 agents. I get to my office and the receptionist is like, Marisol, you look different. What did you do? I was like, oh, I comb my hair. So I I was like, is it the skincare? But then I'm walking to my office and I find this guy who's from my same town in Guadalajara and he just notices every flaw in everybody. So he's seen me and he's all like, Marisol, you look different. What did you do? And I'm like, Jesus, can you tell? By this time I was like, okay, I have to be the skincare. And then he looks at me and he's all like, yes, you got a facelift. And I was like, oh my gosh. And he's all like, I was like, no, I can't heal in 5 days. Like, you haven't seen me for 5 days. Like, I can't heal in 5 days. I told him it was a cream. And then he's all like, I want to order it now. So, working with 400 agents, over 400 agents, I was like, oh my gosh, this is a no-brainer. This is a business I've been waiting for. I don't need to prove to anybody that the product works because it's working. I don't need to prove to anyone that the product is number one. So because it already is number one. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is an investment property making money on day one, right? On day one, where I don't have to wait for that investment that I made, like in my properties, to make money. So I was like, oh my gosh. So it just clicked to me. I signed up at the beginning just to get the 10% back from me. I became a team leader I always say organically, because I don't even know how it happened. I don't even know. I wasn't even trying. People were just noticing my skin. My family, all my family uses Ariman, my friends, my coworkers. Like over 50% of the agents still wear the product. So it's a business. It's so easy to share. It's just a no-brainer. I am just so blessed to be here. And if you guys were thinking about something just to go in there, you know how much money we have to invest in any business. And we don't know if it's going to give us any money. I guarantee you. I was like, I'm okay with doing even like making like $600 a month. My first check was $700. And then from there is just history. I am blessed to be in this company with so many amazing people. It is it is an honor for me to like be with all of you guys here, and don't think about it, just go do it. If you don't know how to do a K-pop up, just go and just try it, because all I do is put it on people's skin and that's it. So my part is done here, and then I want to introduce Andy Dow. He is a top producing team leader. He is a team leader, but guess what? He's gonna go into director before Las Vegas. So with you guys, he's gonna share the senior manager game plan.
All right, thanks, Marisol. Hey, everybody. That's a lot of pressure going after Julian, Marisol. These two are like firecrackers. I don't know how I'm gonna handle myself here the next 5 to 10 minutes here, but bear with me, everybody. All right, so this is my first time on the call here. I just want to introduce myself a little bit, give you a little bit of a flavor and background as to who I am, where I came from. That way you have a better understanding as how I came about my journey to hitting senior manager, team leader, and then so on and so forth, going on from there. But my professional background right now, I'm actually a director of sales in a couple of tech companies. I started off, in the military, stayed in there for 4 years, came out, actually reached a lot of struggles, a lot of challenges. I actually slept in my car for the entire summer. So call it what you want, a homeless guy. So, I struggled quite a bit. I didn't really know what to do. And I was introduced to this industry where everyone told me as long as you have great work ethics and you don't take no as an answer and you're relentless in your follow up and your ability to just stay focused and lead a couple of people, you'll be able to make a lot of money. Right. So I said, you know what? I think I got what it takes. So why not? Let's just learn more about this and I'll take it on from there. So I started my career back in 2011. And since then, I haven't looked back. I love this industry. I love direct sales. I don't think I can imagine myself doing anything else right now other than this because I love how much people love the product. I love how much people love the ability to lead, to manage, to see people grow in the business. I think it's an amazing field to be in. And for some of you who, this is your first company, there's so much more that this company can offer, from the philosophy, from the product. I mean, you guys see it yourselves, right? See how energetic everyone is about the product. You can see your future through my shiny forehead, right? It hits the light a little bit, right? So you guys can see it. If you're using the product, everyone's going to know. If you're not using the product, hey, I'll know. If you're going to one of our presentations, I know, oh, your skin's a little dull, your skin's shiny. I know who's using, who's not, right? Am I right or am I right? Okay. So anyhow, so along this journey here, what matters to me is, well, I understand there's unlimited potential through this, but what are the stepping stones? What are the roadblocks? What are the things that I have to do? How do I plan for this? How do I execute for this, right? And believe it or not, one of the first people who've actually done a demo on me ever in my life was Mr. Chris Kim, Mr. K-pop star himself, national director, right? And you're going to hear from him a little later. I went into the office and he shared with me, he's like, skincare is a huge game. This is where you're gonna make a lot of money. You're not gonna make this kind of money anywhere else. I'm like, all right, I've heard this before, right? Then he asked, you know what? It's better that I just show you. So he whipped out, a cushion, he whipped out a serum bottle and the dermatology cream. And he just grabbed my hand. He didn't even ask me for it. He just grabbed my hand and started putting the cream on, the serum on, rubbed it on, put the cream on. I'm like, man, this is a weird interaction for my first go around with Riman here, right? Meeting this guy who's a K-pop star and he's touching my hand and putting cream on it. I'm like, all right, this is weird. As he was going along with it, I was like, you know what? This is actually quite different. I've used other skincare brands before, and I've never quite felt, this silky feeling, and there's an instant glow. Then he slapped the cushion on, and he asked me to compare my two hands. And I share this little story because, man, he's the master of duplication. He's the master of success. And if there's anything I can borrow from him, I can borrow 10,000 hours from him. Seeing how he interacts with me, see how he interacts with everybody, how he treats everybody the same. Man, this guy, man, I learned so much from him just seeing him on stage. And I was like, you know what? If this guy can do a random demo on a guy that he doesn't know, I can certainly do a demo at a coffee shop, at a restaurant, one-on-one, two-on-ones in front of a big crowd. If this guy is making the kind of money he's making and he can do this one person at a time, who am I to say that I'm too good for this opportunity, right? And that's how my journey began. My journey began from him putting a cushion on my hand, all right? So with that being said, we talked about goals. We talked about mindset. We talked about, hey, these are the things that you want, Andy. So how soon is it, how soon, how fast, how slow is it going to be until you reach your next levels, right? You can either walk or you can run in this business. It's always easier to run. It's always better to build this business fast than slow. And there are many reasons for that. All right. But, some of the first steps that you're going to have to go through, every single person here, regardless of their income, regardless of their background, you have to start as a planner. As a planner, you're automatically at 10% commission, right? And then from there, you move up to manager, senior manager, team leader, so on and so forth. But to get to each one of these increments, one of these titles, you have to earn at least 3,000 SP to unlock 20% of commission. And from there, you go to senior manager and unlock 25 to 30% within a 3 months time period. Now, it's very important that we take a look at this here, right? It says senior manager game plan. Now, I mentioned to you, everybody starts off as a planner. Everyone eventually moves up to manager, senior manager. There are ways that you can do this and build it organically, as some of them say, where you can accrue points slowly, or you can start day one as a senior manager. Whichever way is totally up to you, right? I chose to start the business day one as a senior manager. I came in with a package of 6,000 points and above to make sure I got started correctly and that every single person after me duplicated the same way. All right. So, as a goal date, right? What are some of my targets? Hey, I want to introduce this business to 10 people. I want to have 3,000 points within my first 10 days in the business, right? And achievement day. What are some of the records? So what are some of the milestones that you want to celebrate by a certain time frame? I have these things realistically put on my window, on my wall, on top of my headdresser, in my phone. I set alarms. I make these dates as if it's part of something that I just do. I live and breathe every single day, right? I don't take it lightly. I take it very seriously in terms of how I structure my day and my program around it. All right. Now, this is a quick little, a snapshot of how you qualify to become a senior manager. All right. Some of the qualifications here: 2,000 SP per month, 3 months in a row, or you can accrue at 6,000 points within one go. It can happen a numerous amount of ways, whether it's personal orders, direct customer orders, first level distributors, and their first level customers. All counts and all accumulates towards your 6,000 points to become a senior manager. All right. Now, on top of that, how do you earn commission? Well, your commission is broken down from 30 to 40%, and there's a reason for that, right? Most of your commission is going to be earned from your personal and first level partners and distributors, right? And you're going to earn about 25% base commission, and from there you earn an additional 5% from your open group of senior managers. Then you unlock unlimited levels of commission, and of course, if you participate in our unilevel program, which requires 1,000 SP from 10 customers, and you'll unlock 4 levels of unilevel there, right? And there are other ways that you can earn the additional 5 to 10%, and that's by accruing about 2,000 SP, 2,000 to 4,000 SP, 10 to 20 active customers, and that would land you the extra 5 to 10 percent on retail profit. All right. The other part to this is you're earning about 25%. How is that broken down? 12.5 of that is going to cash rebate. The other half of that is going to Riman dollars. And of course, you're earning that additional 5% that rounds off that number 30 at your senior management open group rebates. Okay. Now, diving right into it, this is just a quick scenario of what it would be like if you were to become a senior manager. How would you earn your commissions? How would you earn your rebates, right? So what we have is a differential payout program, right? In this case here, you're a senior manager. We all understand this. As a senior manager, you're at 30%. As a manager, you're at 20%. Planner, you're at 10%, right? So this first scenario here, you see customer, right? Now, if a customer makes a purchase, you're going to earn anywhere between 30 to 40 if you're unlocking that top retailer bonus part. Now, let's say if you introduce this business to a planner makes 10%, right? So the difference between 10% and 30 is 20%. That is what you'll earn, okay? Now, let's say if you introduce this to a manager. Well, a manager is already at 20%. So the difference between you and a planner is 10%, right? And then for senior manager, just because you introduce it to them, yes, you're at 30%, they're at 30%. It's okay. The company is going to award you with 5% in terms of payout there, right? And you see these lines. These are unlimited senior manager open group commission lines that you're seeing here, right? So again, there's a lot of opportunities, a lot of ways to make money in this company. There's so many more ways that we haven't even discussed yet that's going to be elaborated and shared with you a little later during this presentation. But my job here, I just wanted to break it down to you that everyone here has to start as a planner, and the ranks of planner, manager, senior manager, these are all permanent lifetime ranks. They're not going to go away. I've been part of organizations where, there are monthly requirements, monthly stipulations that you have to order a certain amount or else you lose your rank. You start over from ground zero every single month, every single quarter. And if you don't do something, then you don't get paid, right? There's a lot of these rules and regulations. But, what I love about Riman is, it's founded and started and led by guys and ladies that have had experience in the direct sales industry. And I can totally see that there are things that are great about the direct sales industry, but there are also things that I didn't like about it, right? And one of them were just the monthly requirements and you losing your rank, losing your pay, things like that. That I saw in Riman, they didn't have these types of I guess red tape, if you will, right? And that's one of the things that led me to this because I know I can do it, but I want to make sure that if I'm introducing this opportunity to someone else, I want to make sure that they are able to do the business and not just survive and not just make enough commissions so that way they can just pay off their monthly orders, right? So the more and more I observe and evaluated this opportunity, the more and more I have to thank the people who introduced this to me because it's such an amazing opportunity. I can't thank them enough because I walk around with a shiny forehead every single day and I get stopped by men, by women, everybody asking me, "Hey, what are you doing? What are you using?" And I can't stop. I can't even help it, but I have to share with them. I'm using the number one Korean brand right now in the world. It's called Riman, right? So my presentation stops here. I want to pass this on to Senior Director Susan Manuela. She's an incredible lady. I love hearing her speak on stage. So everybody give it up for her. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Andy. This is Susan Manuelo, and this is Kara, my amazing hairdresser. This just shows you can do this business anywhere. So we're busy multitasking over here in Colorado. I am getting ready. I'm representing the United States of America in a global pageant. It's the Mrs. Globe pageant, the Mrs. Globe Classique, actually. And I leave, in just a few days. So you guys, you're in the hair salon with me. We're doing this together. So Andy, again, thank you. And thank you to every single speaker so far. Julian, amazing intro. Marisol, I love your testimonial. And Andy, way to share such an incredible senior manager game plan. And the senior manager game plan leads us right into the team leader game plan. You guys, when I first started this industry, I was corporate America girl. And I was like, please get me off of this treadmill. I did not want to be in corporate America until the day I died. Some people, it's great, but for me, I did not like it. And when I saw this opportunity to partner, like I thought this is really cool because I get to be an entrepreneur and I don't have to just trade my time for money. Like I was like, ding, ding, ding. I felt like I won the lottery. And so with Remon, you guys, this is such an incredible opportunity because you get to go out there and be that independent distributor, that independent rep, find all these incredible customers with these products that they're the best ever. And then when that duplicates, because it's going to duplicate, people are going to see your success and want to join you. They can't help but want to join this incredible company and K-Beauty movement. That's when you need to absolutely be running for be running for team leader because that's the secret to not trading your time for money forever and ever and ever, right? It's helping others become that senior manager, and then you step into that team leader rank. So how is this going to happen? We're going to break it down for you tonight. And if this is your first time seeing this, sometimes it can feel a little like, what? But that's normal. So please don't take that as like, oh, I doubt that I can do, like, don't do self-doubt. Just know that the more that you hear this team leader game plan, the more it becomes real. And I know that you can reach it. So it's 50,000 SP, but it's over a 5-month calendar period. And that does not mean only 5 months. That just means the month that you're counting. Okay. So when we're in June, so you're going to count June, July, August, September, October. Or you start in July, then it's July, August, September, and you keep going. So every 5 calendar months. And you do need to help at least three people become senior managers in 3 separate legs. But again, you don't want to stop at 3. You really want to help as many people as you can reach that senior manager rank so that they're really taking advantage of the incredible rewards that we have here with Remon, okay? When you reach team leader, you are giving yourself a raise. Put a 1 in the chat if you want a raise. I better see lots of ones in the chat. That was what I wanted. I didn't want to have to go to my corporate boss and ask for a raise. I wanted to give myself a raise. So I'm seeing lots of ones. This is good. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, great. This is how you're going to do it. You're going to reach these new ranks with your Remon business and team leader. You're going to make 40% commission, okay, on top of all the other incredible commissions as well. And then you also have the leadership check match. So this happens when you turn around, you don't just hit team leader, you turn around again and you say, who is going to come with me? How many people on my team are going to hit team leader as well? And that's when your check gets bigger. So it's an expansive part of our compensation plan. And this is the time that you get to start really pushing to like, okay, this isn't just spare time, part-time money. This could truly be more in the full-time money category for me, for my family. And so this is what's really cool. Okay. So it's around 10,000 SP per month. SP is sales points, by the way. So every product is, attached a point per the product. So you just need to look on our, amazing resources if you're questioning how do I get to that, and also ask your sponsor. But you can definitely break that down. And, we just talked about it, right? It's over a 5 month period. So that's how that 10,000 over 5 months is going to get you to that 50,000 and the three senior managers as well. Now, you don't have to take 5 months, you guys. In fact, this business, we love speed, right? So just like Andy shared, senior manager right away, right? So I bet he turned around and helped others get to senior manager as fast as he could and hit team leader as fast as he could. I did the same thing. You really don't want to you don't want to make your minimums your maximums, right? You want to really go for it in a shorter amount of time. But I also want you to know that you have time to hit this. Even if, maybe you started 6 months ago, you can recommit to this goal and get there. When you are there at Team Leader, you have 5 active customers as a requirement. And then you can see on the right, we already talked about the 40 base commission, but it is unlimited levels. And you get that check match in 3 generations when you have 3, team leader generations. So you're going to be matching all of those team leaders. And you guys, the unilevel part of our compensation plan is it's abundant. Okay. That's a really good word for it. It's abundant because the more people that are on your team, you're unlocking those levels up to 6 levels as a team leader. So again, a little bit adds up, and that's how you make that larger check. And then go for the top retailer bonuses. This is when you're really getting your customer pro for portfolio bigger and bigger as you share, and you're going to have 10 active customer requirements for a 5% raise. I like to think of it that way. And then you're going to want to go for those 20 active customers for that 10% raise on your retail bonus. And again, it's that additional 2,000 SP or 4,000 SP. So you'll see that on your back office when you start hitting those as well. And then we have that personal order breakdown. So this is a great visual to see how we get rewarded for going out there and getting customers. We talked about it, that 40% minimum, but you can make those additional retail bonuses. So you could make 45% on your customers or 50% on your customers as well. And then when you're helping others, when you're bringing in those planners and getting them started, helping them reach manager, helping them reach senior manager, these are the commissions, or what you would call overrides, that you're earning as a team leader, and why you want to help more and more people across the board. You don't want to stop at 3. You want to continue to go wide, as they say. And then the more people that are, again, coming into your team, you're going to be wanting to open that 1,000 SP every month. That's that personal bucket. It's your personal orders and customers that opens up that unilevel, because you're going to get paid all the way to six levels as a team leader. Okay. And then again, this is another great visual. When you reach that, 6,000 SP, you start running, helping others hit senior manager. And this is how you get to that 50,000 number. It's not, and you don't really want to even look at that number. You really just want to look at how many senior managers can you help get started, reach that rank. How many can you help? Because you want to be like a senior manager machine. Senior manager is the fastest way to becoming a team leader. And so that's really the best mindset to have, is to not focus on that volume number, but to really focus on how many people can you help get to senior manager. Okay. And you'll get there, and you'll be crossing stage in our next conference on the stage in Vegas, Las Vegas. So I hope you guys are setting your sights for that, because we want to celebrate you, and we want to help you get to team leader when we're in Vegas, that conference. Okay. So I'm going to get back to my hair appointment. Chris made me do it. But I get to introduce, my incredible business partner, And national director, you guys. Andy was telling you he is the duplication, like incredible person at teaching how to get out there and help other people do what you just did and make it super simple. And so you guys make sure you got your notepads out because Mr. Chris Kim is up to finish this out for us tonight. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Susan. I totally appreciate you. I admire your leadership. I made it a point that you opened the camera because I wanted everybody on the call, prime time live, to see you can build this business anywhere as long as you have an internet connection, maybe a phone, maybe a laptop. And if you are wise with your time and you are efficient with your time, you could work part-time on your fortune and absolutely build an empire. So with that said, let's give everybody a round of applause. Let's give Mr. Julian Doan, Miss Marisol Herrera, Mr. Andy Lau, and Miss Susan Andy Down. So and Miss Susan Manuelo. Let's give them a 1 in the chat box to show them they are number one leadership mindset. These leaders are pouring into you guys. Wow, Miss Susan Manuelo's story is amazing, right? She's getting ready for a beauty pageant. She's helping raise kids and she's building this business, right? So this is as real as it gets, right? People from all walks of life. Some of you may have heard my story, a has-been K-pop guy, but people from all walks of life can actually do this as long as you have a burning desire and a willingness to be coachable. Again, a willingness to learn, right? Sometimes you don't have to like somebody, but you could respect somebody for being good at what they do. And if they're able to help you, it's good to pay attention and listen. So with that said, I get to close out the orientation. Welcome, everybody. My name is Christopher Kim. I'm a national director here at Riman North America. Some of our leadership group just got back from Costa Rica from one of the Riman retreats. As you can see, I'm burnt like a tomato. I'm really dark right now, but it was a life-changing event. So with that said, I'm going to close out this orientation with the last part, which is actually launching your business. Now, when it comes to launching your business, the most important part, committing to this plan, the number one word that I want to highlight here is the word action. Okay, nothing happens without action. Nothing happens unless you schedule your 2K pop-up dates. Let me explain to you, okay? If you are a new planner in this business, welcome to your brand new financial future. If you don't have anything better than Riman, then this is it. A lot of times, a life-changing opportunity is not going to come to your lap wrapped in gold, okay? It's going to come in the most randomest ways, but it is up to you to have awareness and make a decision. And if you made a decision to be a part of Riman, why it's important to schedule your 2K pop-ups is because, yes, you want to be a manager, you want to become a senior manager, become a team leader, director, and so on. But what's more important, and I always reiterate this, is your time investment into this business, right? So, yes, we want you to get your first partner. We want you to lock in some new customers. But what's more important than that is learning the ropes of this business. And you're going to be able to learn pretty much 90% of the entire business just by mastering K pop-up, right? So in a K pop-up, you're going to learn how to enroll a customer, how to deal with rejection, which most people will say no, and that's a normal part of the business. Just like how being rich isn't for everybody, right? Being successful isn't for everybody. And it's your job to sort through the K pop-ups, right? You're going to learn how to enroll a customer, how to make a retail sale, onslaught sale, and how to enroll a business partner. You're going to have to go through these motions so you can master the business, okay? The next part I want to talk about is making a list, right? Your list is your ammunition into building a great distribution channel. Just think about it, right? Don't prejudge. You've been doing it anyway, right? I talk about Michael Jackson these days. I've been a fan since I was a kid. And, I told everybody to go watch the movie, right? Now, AMC didn't send me a residual check, but that is the power of word of mouth referral. It is powerful because on the basis of that, there is trust in the foundation of that conversation, right? So you want to make a list. Why? Because this is your ammunition. You don't want to go to war with no bullets, right? You want to make this list. And another thing I want to tell you is do not prejudge. The people you think that will probably won't, and the people you thought that never will, those are the ones that probably end up becoming national directors in your business. All right, create your product and business story. What I like to say is be a walking billboard of glass skin, K-beauty, plant-based, you name it, right? Now, the reason why it's important to actually create your facial story is, believe it or not, this is actually the first catalyst that
becomes a conversation about K-beauty, right? How many women, how many men on the call here have had countless people say, what did you do to your skin? What are you doing to it? Have you done Botox? Have you done a procedure? Bam, that is the calling card. That is the cue for you to start talking about Riman, right? Obviously, Riman is all about double cleanse, nourish, protect. People from all walks of life, all walks of the aspect of, living life can participate in K-Beauty, Glass Skin, Double Cleanse. Obviously, the Boda Lab as well is making some noise. We have some new products that are being launched. There's some hype around this right now. It was quietly, secretively kind of discussed at the Costa Rica event. Stay tuned because we got a lot of action-packed things coming your way. All right, so with that said, let's talk about events, right? This business is all about promoting impending events, right? And it's important to actually attend some of these key events because this is what's going to make or break your business, especially the orientation date or the Riman Reveal presentation date. For those of you that are new, this is the chance for you to learn the ABC and 1, 2, 3 and the basics of the business. For those of you that have been in for about 60 days or more, you're not an expert 60 days in. What I recommend is still get on the orientation and still attend the Riman Revealed business presentation. The reason why is because it's not just for you to get the information, but it's also for you to learn how to be an effective speaker and learn how to train and teach this exact content, right? Remember, in this business, you're going to learn a few things, key things, and then you don't learn anything new. You just keep applying, right? There is nothing new to learn once you master the orientation and presentation, right? Now, for those of you that are just becoming managers or senior managers, let's just say you met the right person at the right moment that had great contacts, lived life amazing, has a lot of friends, has a lot of credibility, and is a natural born leader. And within 48 hours, 72 hours, they're hitting massive momentum. And let's just say 20 to 25 people ended up joining your open line group like early this month. Okay, great outcome, right? But tomorrow, what are you going to do? Right? You see, when people join the business, that is a start of building a distribution, right? And a lot of times people get it mixed where when someone joins the business, they think they've arrived and they've done the job. No, this is why you got to learn the orientation and presentation because when momentum hits, you need to be a paratrooper ready to launch at any place at any time. And all we do is talk about the same thing over and over with duplication in mind. Now, with these team events, right, whether it's your first training date, convention date, here's what I will tell you, okay? When it comes to team events, right, training date, convention date, what is most important is the transfer of emotion. Okay. When you go to a convention, you see people from all walks of life. When you walk that stage and you see thousands of people staring at you, hearing your story, that is a transfer of emotion. That's when you realize this is real. People are doing it, people are making it happen. It is absolutely important for you to be there. And another note, remember, the person with the biggest real estate in that convention by default will always have the biggest commission. Now, when we talk about commission, I have to tell you, this is not financial advice. This is for educational purposes only, and results do vary based on your efforts. Okay. So with that said, make sure you guys commit to the first training date and your convention date. So let's talk about starter kits for the North America market, USA and Canada. Guys, we have the 300 SP, the 1000 SP, and the 1500 SP. As you heard, in order to become a senior manager, you're going to need 6000 SP, right? So remember, do the math and see what is best for you to build out your business and also how you want to start your campaign. But the most important thing is this, okay? Here's where I'll put it, okay? Get in where you fit in. Did you hear what I said? Get in where you are most financially comfortable. Because the fact of the matter is, we want you to buy product and get the glass skin, but we're not interested in necessarily just selling you product. What we're really interested in is your time investment, the time investment to grow a platform and a distribution channel of killer products, compelling products with a compelling story. Now, with that said, if you have a 300 SP pack, the reality of the matter is you're probably going to be a loyal customer because you can't build a multi-million-dollar business with one set, right? Because we do the double cleanse, the nourish, and the protect part, right? But if you have maybe a daughter or a family member borrowing parts of your products, and then you got to go chase them down to go get it, and then you got to take that to a meeting trying to do a K pop-up, it's not going to work, right? And another thing I want to tell you is don't leave any income, don't leave any commissions on the table. For those of you that come in qualified at 1000 SP or higher, remember, from the beginning, you're going to unlock an additional 10% on your uni level pay. So remember, if everybody is able to come in at least at 1000 SP, you're scooping up an extra 10% on the commission, and everybody is going to have more volume as a result of that, and you're going to have more product. The reason why you need more product is you need to know how a retail sale is done on slot. You have to know how to do a demo. You also want to use your own product. And also you want to also be able to rotate your products at times, right? When you meet the right leader, we have something called a beat your box campaign, right? Don't wait for the products to come. Utilize your uplines products and start the result now. So there's many, many creative ways you can do this. Talk to your upline team leader and director, but make sure you guys are aware 1000 SP or higher is what is going to help you maximize the pay plan. All right. So with that said, we have the Las Vegas convention coming up for August, closing out, going into the fall. Like I had said, pretty much if you have never been to a Riman convention, what I would like to say is you're not an official planner just yet. You have to go through this experience, learn what it's all about. We will see you in Las Vegas, obviously. It's going down at the MGM Grand. In the later flyer, I'll be able to share more information. But this Tuesday and Thursday, as you know, we have the Riman Company orientation, and Thursday we have the Riman Revealed. But one thing special I want to announce today on this orientation, for those of you that are in the Southern California market near Orange County, okay, Mr. Timothy Her and I are running a university system that is a 12-week curriculum commitment. What I like to say is we have, regional teams and pockets of teams, like other team names. But remember, the most important team is the banner in the front, is the brand in the front, is the Riman name, right? Our team names are in the back, but the name in the front, right? The team in the front is the most important, and that is the Riman brand, the Riman family, okay? So if you guys are local, it doesn't matter what team you're on. This is open to everybody. We already finished the first generation. We closed out 12 weeks with a pizza party. We got to spend time answering 21 questions, just to make sure everybody has the insight into the business. So remember, if you are in the Southern California market, please attend. This could potentially change your life, change your career and your outlook. We are pouring into everybody that is a Riman planner. We will see you guys there. All right. Now, with that said, obviously, in August 7th through 9th, the Riman North America Convention is on the horizon. We will be doing this at the MGM Grand Las Vegas. As you know, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Just kidding. We have a lot of fun in Vegas, right? Lots of, team building, memories, lots of fun things. Sometimes you could bring your family, enjoy some of the buffet. A lot of magical things happen in Vegas. Okay, so make sure you guys book your tickets. We're staying at the MGM Grand. It's an iconic venue, right? Many, many iconic people have done concerts and events over there. Also, I hear they have about 5,000 rooms. So we're going to be pretty good on the rooms. Just make sure you guys book early. Scan your QR code now through June 30th. The deadline is 11:59 p.m. June 30th before the tickets go up. A single ticket now is $159. 10-ticket bundle is $12.99. Scan this QR code to take advantage of the pricing now. All right, so I have a few announcements. In observation of convention, we want to create momentum, and we want you to be able to earn up to $10,000 in additional bonus earnings. As you know, the goal is to become a team leader. So if you're a team leader, director, senior director, national director, you can start an open line group and qualify for a team leader open group bonus. So here are the tiers as follow. So as a team leader open group qualifier, if you do 25,000 SP, new SP, you're going to get $1,000 bonus. For 50,000 SP, you're going to get $2,000 bonus. 75,000 SP, you're going to get 3,000 additional bonus. 100,000, you're going to scoop up 5,000. 150,000 is 7,500, and 200,000 for a $10,000 income. Now, I believe this is going to be paid on the highest achieved SP. So be mindful of that. So eligible planners are paid as team leaders and above as of June 1st, 2026. The qualifying volume has to be team leader group SP, and the promotion starts June 1st. So let's take advantage. Also, June, new manager and senior manager promotion. The Riman Trader Joe bags are back. As you know, these tote bags are extremely popular. We had a lot of great reviews. A lot of people have been asking that are not a part of the business, what is this? How can I get it? Well, good news is in June, these tote bag promotions are back. Also, for Father's Day, We have a new Father's Day promo coming your way. Receive a free ICD cleansing experience kit with any purchase of $200 US, 278 Canada dollars or more. This is going to be available June 8th from 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to June 14th, 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or while supplies last. So we have also great gift ideas. We have the Deserty Cola hairline, Swamel body care line, and the Calming Balance Gel and Moisture Layer sunscreen. So these are all great ideas that even daddies can take advantage of and get a nice gift for Father's Day. All right, so with that said, Riman is on the move in 2026. The list is getting so large that we're running out of places to add more countries. But guys, the good news is we're here in North America. People that are in North America, the best thing I can give you is think global but build local. America is one of the greatest countries in the world. You will find every race and ethnicity here. Imagine building a global business in the comfort of your backyard. Take advantage here in North America now. So as you know, these are the June calendar of events. For those of you that are on a computer or on your phone, make sure you take a screenshot. These are the scheduled events for the month of June. Obviously, the same Zoom info is the same for Tuesday and Thursday Zoom meetings as well. So my part here is done. I want to thank everybody for taking the time to invest your time into learning and bettering yourself. I want to thank everybody, all of our speakers, and I believe next Thursday, we will be hosting the Riman Revealed Opportunity Call with the amazing director, Miss Christy Belliston. Stay tuned, and we will see you on Thursday. Thank you so much. We'll see you at the top. God bless, and I'm out. Thank you very much. Have a great evening.